Hello, everybody. So if you've read the title, then you kind of get the gist of this video. Security breach. What hasn't been said about it already? It was a very poor game in the Fnaf series. I have been a longtime Fnaf fan. I started really enjoying the games around Fnaf 2. And I went back and played Fnaf 1, and I watched Markiplier pretty much play through the rest before years later playing through all the games. The only one I haven't beaten is Ultimate Custom Night, but that's because I refused to go through that hell. So, yeah, that's really the only thing here that I haven't played. When I've played it, I just haven't beaten it. But as a young FNAF fan, and I do mean young, I was in my teenage years, 16. No, wait, how old was I? No, I was more it came out 2014, so probably 15 years old or 16 when I really got into FNAF, because FNAF 2 just came out. And I was really enjoying the games. Sister Location came out, and I kind of got about that one, but it was still alright, but Sister Location was an game for me. I really got back into the series with FNAF VR, and I went back and played through all the games again after I played that one. Security Breach, I really had high hopes for, because Scott Cawthon hadn't really made a bad game. We don't talk about FNAF World. But they haven't really made a bad game, right? So, this whole time I was thinking, ooh, Security Breach is going to be good, it's going to be awesome. I was excitedly watching every FNAF, anything I can get, each the PlayStation, the Play, their little trailers they did before the PS5 came out, showing off the game. And I was hyped. I was extremely hyped, right? They showed the RTX stuff, and I was really hyped for the game. So Christmas comes around, right? It released on December 16th, but I kept myself spoiler free. The only thing getting spoiled for me was DJ Music Man, which whatever, right? That's the only thing that was spoiled for me for the whole game, so I was pretty lucky. I got out pretty scot-free, compared to most people who got completely spoiled. But my friend ended up coming over for Christmas, and she got me PlayStation gift cards, and I got the game on PS4 on Christmas. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys this experience, and I'm not BSing you. This is literally what happened. So me and her, we sit down, game's installed, it's Christmas morning. We're so excited to play this game. We're sitting next to each other, two chairs. I got a controller in my hand because, the person you give the gift to probably should play the game first. We boot the game up. It crashes. And I'm like, that's weird. Let's try it again. Boot the game again. It crashes. All right, let's see what's going on. So we uninstalled the game, reinstalled the game. By the way, this was not a disc copy. This was a digital copy because the disc version wasn't out yet. So we had to wait another 5 to 6 hours to play the game. And by the way, the game's 20 gigabytes in size on PS4. I'm not sure why that was, because apparently other people had 80 gigabyte size, but we had 20, so it was weird. But okay, we finally get in the game, right? It finally works. We get into the main title and crash. And I'm like, So we do it again. We get through the title screen. We get into the game. And oh dear God, the loading screen. And you don't know what I'm talking about. There's a scene where Freddy goes into safety mode. We had infinite safety mode. We sat there for 10 minutes and went, so we had to restart the whole game again. Start it back up. We got into the game. We got past the loading screen, the safety mode thing. Freddy finally wakes up, and Gregory's inside of him. When Gregory leaves Freddy, oh my lord, the amount of lag was insane. Literally, it made me want to throw up. So you couldn't even turn around consistently. It jumped down to, I think, at 15 frames if we even looked around the rooms. It was bad, but we managed to play through this version of the game. So let me tell you that experience. And this is on PS4, mind you. Base version, PS4, no updates, just the base version, right? So we're going through the game. We get out into the main hall where Rockstar Row is, right? Where all the animatronics are lined up. And oh dear God, the game starts chugging. And it's chugging bad. I just wanted a way to turn down the graphics to get the frame rate up. But there was no options because I'm on PS4. So I'm just sitting there and I'm like, oh no. Because me and her, we got pretty far in the game despite this. The only time the game didn't lag was in Bonnie Bowling. That is the only time the game did not lag at all, was when we were inside Bonnie Bowling. That's what I remember from the base version of Security Breach. But we made our way through the game. The game glitched heavily at a lot of parts. There was a lot of times where I fell through the map, went through the wall. Animatronics would soft lock my game. Freddy kept soft locking my game every time I got in him because it wouldn't let me out. And then he'd kill me because I can't get out of him. And I'm just like, ah. So we find, okay, so that was the experience going up to about the daycare. Oh God, the daycare. Lag was so bad in the daycare. I don't even know how you're supposed to beat that normally. But me and my friend, we had to cheese it so hard. Because Moon would just teleport. And I'm like, why is he teleporting? He'd just come all the way across the map, super speed. Quantum Freddy, how he teleports around? Think about that, but Moon. And it would be terrifying because he'd just pop up in front of you while you're walking inside the play area. And you're just like, whoa. He gets your generator, you finally turn around, get moving, and boop, there he is. I'm like, oh. Right? Terrifying. But we ended up finding a way to cheese him where we got him stuck on one of the things when you knock him over. He goes, I gotta clean up. We ended up getting him stuck. And I think that's how a lot of other people got it to work. But that still didn't fix the horrendous lag issue in that area. I don't know what was going on. But it was so bad that we would literally lag spike, and then we literally couldn't do anything for 2 seconds, 3 seconds. And that doesn't sound very bad, but every 2 to 3 seconds the game would lag spike hard and we couldn't do anything. So it was really bad in the daycare section. But once we finally got out, which by the way I forgot to save when you leave because there's no checkpoints in the game. So I had to redo all that because I ended up dying because Freddy glitched out and killed me when I got in him. Because he had no battery. And I'm just like, ah. So did all the Moon segment again. But that took less time because I already knew what to do. But we got past that. And for those who don't know, this next segment coming up is absolute hell. And I'm going to explain it. One word. Endo. Oh dear Lord, the Endo segment. Okay, so the base version on PS4. You'd think, oh, maybe they take some of the endos away, or maybe just make them less detailed, or do something to get the frame rate somewhere playable. Nope, they didn't do that. They didn't do that at all. I'm pretty sure those are the endo models that are in the PC version. And for those who don't know, the PS4 is significantly less powerful than most PCs. So I was in there and I'm fighting for my life. Not because of the endos, but because of the frame rate. I couldn't get in my hidey hole fast enough to escape the endo. I literally couldn't. And they're like weeping angels, so you gotta look at them to stop them from coming at you. Problem. The frame rate was so bad, I couldn't look at them. Literally, I'd move my head, but it'd always move a little too far, or a little too to the left, or a little too up or down. I'm like, how am I gonna do this? I did it because I found a loophole where if I jump into a hidey hole and then let them literally all walk past, I could just walk on out. But I shouldn't have to find loopholes. I should be able to just play the game. But we finally got past that segment, right? Finally got past that segment. And then came the dreaded Chica time, where we had to build a pizza for Chica. Problem. There was no timer. You just die. You just die. So I reset the game, I got back in, and there was the timer. And I'm like, we built the pizza, we gave it to Chica, she said something about pizza. And we got out of there. By the way, me and my friend here, we were laughing our butts off from how broken the game is. There's bugged out graphics everywhere. Areas are not loading. We're falling through the map. We're going through the walls. Cutscenes aren't loading right. Literally, animatronics are popping up right in our face and insta-killing us, and all we can do is just laugh. Because how did this happen? How did you release the game in this state? I dare say it was worse than Cyberpunk 2077 for how broken this game was. Because at least Cyberpunk 2077 was somewhat playable. Okay? At least it was somewhat playable. You can at least get an hour of gameplay out of that before it broke. This is like every 10 seconds you'd see something utterly game-breaking, and we're like, ugh. So we get out of the Chica time, right? We get out of Chica time. Oh, get out of Chica time, we escape the Endos. This is where you think, oh, you'll be able to go smash them, right? No. No, you can't. Because the game had bugged in such a way to where the Monty Mystery Mix would not spawn. And I looked up YouTube tutorials. Yep, this didn't spawn. I'm like, great. And I can't go do Monty now because I already locked into Chica. So we restarted the game, did it again. Same problem. Did it again. Same problem. And I'm just like, I'm gonna stop playing. I'm gonna lose my mind. So that was the PS4 version, base version of the game. Right, base version, PS4. Didn't fix many problems, right? And as far as I'm aware, they're still there. Skip a few months, I go back, try it again. Same problems. The frame rate was a little bit better, but still pretty bad, but all the same bugs were there, so I left. Now I have a PS5. And I finally sat down to play the game and really have a good time with Security Breach, right? Like, alright, the game's been updated. It's been about 6 months. The game's gotta be good now, right? It's gotta be good. They gotta have fixed it. To my wonderful surprise, they had. Mostly. The frame rate problems are pretty much gone. Thank the Lord. That made me want to throw up every time I played Security Breach. It was so bad. So the frame rate problems are mostly gone except for a few hiccups here and there, but for the most part, frame rate problems are fixed. It's a consistent like 30, I think. And they removed a lot of stuff from the game to make it more playable. Thank you. But now there's some new problems. As much stuff as they fixed, there's also some new problems that are weird. Nothing game-breaking, just I don't know how it happened. So I've been playing the game. I'm recording a Let's Play right now that'll go out, like, I don't know, in about a month because my upload speed's so bad. But new problem I didn't foresee happening, but ended up did happening, is animatronics just start spawning right, and I don't know what happened. Like before when I played the PS4 version, they were always on me, like chasing me all over the mall. And while, you know, I appreciate being able to explore without getting chased all the time, it's weird that they're basically not there now. And I don't know if anyone else has realized this, but like, Roxy's not really there anymore. Neither is Chica, and Monty's barely there. The only one that like consistently I see is like Moon, and that's because he scripted. So I don't know what happened. Also, Vanessa pops up a little bit more now, but like 1 or 2 more times. Whereas in the original, she only popped up like 2 or 3. So I mean, there's nothing much to write home about that. The final part of the game, they added in a couple save stations, which cool, but I don't know. I guess it helps, but I prefer if they just checkpoints, like auto-saved. I feel like autosaves would have saved this game a lot more than manual saving. Like, I appreciate the manual saving, don't get me wrong, I want it there. I just feel like if they put some autosaves at critical points, that would make people less frustrated, mostly me. Fnaf Security Breach for me is like this game that's a really big disappointment for me. I really hope with the free DLC that's coming out in sometime 2023 fixes a lot of problems with the game. Mostly it's more childlike aesthetic, making it not really as scary. But Also fixes the main problem I have with it, which is basically like chore simulator. You go there, you do that, then you leave and go do that. It's like a fetch quest. Like, there's a ton of things you could say about Security Breach that I'm not really a big fan of. But overall, through this whole experience, here's what I've learned. Do not rush a game. Give it as much... Dude, if they had waited one more year to release this game, I guarantee it would not have been as hated. I guarantee it would not have been as hated. It might not be as memorable because it's remembered for being awful, but it would have been a lot more put together. Also, playing it on a PS5 is so much better than a PS4, and if I had a PC, I'd play it on that. I guess my final thoughts are, let's hope Steelwool knocks it out of the park with the next one, because this was bad. This was really, really bad. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.